Let me welcome Anthony Seeraj. Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm good, Rennie. Good morning to you and good morning to Trinidad and Tobago.
It's always good to see you. Looking healthy this morning.
Thank you.
Yes, and tells me that you did your running this morning. Papi, you know that name? Papi is, yes, the man that you see on stage with the, what does he call it? Yeah, I think I'll call that a red-haired dread.
Super say, the man with the golden lawn,
Well,
with the golden locks.
Oh, the golden locks. I ain't too sure I want to go to the loin part. Let's see with the locks. The man with the golden locks. I'm talking about Roy K. Papi, good morning to you. Nice
Good morning to you,
here.
Rennie, and thanks for being on 102, and good morning to Trinidad.
It is always good to have you here at 107.7, my brother. You know what we're looking at is what's coming up with you. Is another time we're going to do that walk. That walk is a very important walk because that walk is a walk for prostate cancer. I want to start, I'm going to spend 20 minutes with my guests here and a lot of questions. I have a couple of them anyway. Anthony Seeraj, it is laudable the commitment of CIBC FirstCaribbean International Bank to continue this commitment at this time where there's a heightened call for the corporate citizen to step up, as it were. What specifically brought your bank to this growing problem of prostate cancer in Trinidad and Tobago?
Rennie, let me share with the public and yourself the genesis of this initiative. So
Please.
It started about 6 years ago with our parent in Toronto, and it started off being a walk for breast cancer. And we emulated them up to a point, say up to about 4 years ago. And then we decided, you know what? A lot of corporate Trinidad and Tobago is focusing on breast cancer, but no one's focusing on the gentleman. And information and stats we looked at reveal that prostate cancer is the leading cause of cancer mortality among males in Trinidad, 38%. And at the same time, as you know, fate would have it, Papi surfaced, and we found out that he was a cancer survivor. And we reached out to him, and he graciously accepted to be our spokesperson.
Fantastic, man. I'm glad that you moved into there. We're going to get to Papi in just a moment. So what we are saying now, this would mark about the fifth year, the sixth year of your involvement. How much has been raised by the bank over this period?
So in year one, being a regional bank, we speak in US dollar terms. We raised $30,000 US collectively as a bank. Last year, we raised $500,000 US.
Hey.
And total from the first year to last year is $1.6 million US.
Beautiful. Multiply that by 7, guys, approximately 6.8 something. And you see the kind of money we're talking about. Where is the bulk of the support coming from? Is it from the man in the street? Is it from fellow corporate citizens? Where is it coming from?
Several mediums. One, I would like to congratulate the staff at CIBC FirstCaribbean. Every week we host an event at the bank. Staff are allowed to dress down. They contribute monetarily towards that. We have fundraising events. On Republic Day, the staff in Trinidad hosted a cruise that raised substantial funds. And then Trinidad and Tobago, our clientele, they've been fabulous. They've contributed towards the cause. They attended, so it's not just a monetary contribution, but they recognize the importance of creating the awareness.
Fantastic. That voice you're hearing is that of Anthony Seeraj. He's an associate of the Chartered Institute of Bankers in the UK, holder of an MBA with specialization in finance from the University of Lincoln. He also serves on the Trade and Investment Committee at the American Chamber of Commerce. It's good to have you here. The next gentleman I introduced a while ago, you heard his voice. You've seen him everywhere. Because you want to talk to Black Stallion, he'll tell you. You want to talk to Birdie, he'll tell you. You want to talk to any Calypsonian in Trinidad and Tobago, he'll tell you. And that's why it's so important that Mr. Seeraj and his company has been able to get this man as the point person, because everybody knows Cape, everybody knows Papi. Roy, good to see you again, my brother.
And it's my pleasure always being here with you, Rennie.
You have the awareness going on here, and one of the things that I know it has been difficult that we have talked about, and that's why it's so important to have you here, is because you've got this group of professionals who are called the Invincibles. They're young, they're artistic, and they feel nothing can happen to them, and they feel that the world is theirs, and they will not listen. The regular man already has a problem, but this is a special group. Entertainers don't think anything can happen to them. So getting them to understand prostate cancer, looking at you as the manifestation of being a survivor and doing something about it. How difficult has it been to be the magnet to bring them around you and move forward in getting tested?
Well, Rennie, in general, in life, I naturally have a vibes to have people around. Since I'm small, I've been like that then. The older you get, it's more sensitive you get about humanity. I never thought about prostate until one day I went to the doctor. He sent me to take the PSA. I took it. When I go back to him, it was 49.6. He said, wow, he sent me back. He couldn't believe it. After 3-4 years of doing 42 sessions of radiation, having 12 Zoladex injection one every 3 months, I can tell you, as of today, I am in remission.
That's really good, man. That is really good.
And the reason for that is that from the time I found out that I had this curse, I put on everything. Music was something that I hardly thought I would have divorced, and I've divorced it then because of health. I want to live. You know, I have family, I have children, I have friends. I still want to, you know, live. So I did all the right things that I had to do.
There are so many young musicians who look up to you. That is why I think it is so good that you are the point person for this. Are they following? Are they listening to Papi? Because Papi is in recognition of your years in the business, but it also speaks to a respect that you command among musicians.
Yes.
So have they been listening to this side of life, real life?
We are a bit hard-headed when it comes to medical. And I think men in general is hard-headed when it comes to medical. But it's a story that have to be out there, and I guess more we debate on it, we might be able to encourage more people to come on board.
The voice you're hearing is that of Roy Cape. Anthony Seeraj is here with me too. We're both going to talk a little bit more about what is going on with this walk. Just to let you know that we've got coming up Afro Raymond. We will be talking about a couple of things, including sandals and the hearing at the port. Dr. Uchini Anayawu will be joining me. We'll talk about mental health in Trinidad and Tobago, and then we will get into the second hour, which is the 11 o'clock hour, with the former, but he holds so many posts, it's unbelievable, but he's the former Minister of Energy and the Minister in the Ministry of Finance, Conrad Enel, will be joining us, and we will talk about the budget, and that's coming up tomorrow. Let us continue our conversation right now where we are. Papi, I just wanted to conclude this part with you. When you speak to people, as I asked you to do here this morning, because this problem with men, one, is that we are stupid when it comes to our health. That's one. That's a given. The other part, however, is because we have these preconceived notions. And then we have, of course, this finger touching me and this is not working, so men are real funny about that. But when you talk to them and explain to them how close it carried you to not enjoying life as it is and how easy it is to get the test done and survive, and be in remission as you are this morning, are they listening, you find?
Well, it changes your whole life. There's a part of your manhood which is good for the men to know that this test is very important because something that we cherish in men, it can leave you. And I know in the minds of men, that is a disaster to happen.
Guys, you don't get it up anymore, is what are you saying? Got it? Good. Go ahead, Roy.
So it's very important as you're reaching 40 years to go to the doctor. Today, you don't even have to do the finger. I will ask Anthony
yes.
to say a little bit about that because
Sure.
he's more...
So, Rennie, if I may, at this juncture,
Please.
the bank will be underwriting the cost of the PSA and the digital rectal examination.
Digital.
Them. It's $300. The bank will fully underwrite that cost. Secondly, there is another test called TRUST. That's the acronym for transrectal ultrasonography. That's $400. The bank will fully underwrite the cost of that. And should a biopsy deemed necessary, the cost of that is $2,225. The bank will underwrite 50% of the cost of that.
Let me hold you back on that. First of all, the two of them you mentioned. One is trust. Am I to trust you? This is non-invasive? The
Yes,
trust one is
yes. They
non-invasive.
use song wave to determine the shape of the
and
prostate.
the digital is also non-invasive?
No, it is invasive.
All right, so this is the one that we've been doing, guys. The one for $300, you're gonna get that free. Then there's the digital one that is $400 that you'll also be getting free. But when you say they will be getting it free, just for the purpose of this walk, or is it over going on throughout the year, or what?
So
Explain
post
to
the
me.
walk, we will announce a time period under which this initiative would be valid, where we'll underwrite the cost.
Okay, and this is an initiative coming from your bank,
CIBC,
which is
CIBC, FirstCaribbean International
right.
Bank.
FirstCaribbean International Bank, CIBC, teaming up with this walk. One of the questions I wanted to ask you earlier, I think I alluded to it, but did not get the answer because I probably moved on to somewhere else. This money that you raised, what is it,
1.5 million US.
1.5 million
up
US.
to 2016.
How is that disbursed?
So we use it for several purposes. One, for maintenance of cancer care equipment, for support of cancer care patients, and for actual treatment and diagnosis. So.
And this period that you will put on after the walk, where folks can get this free, are they at specific locations? Explain that.
Very good question, Rennie. So if I may add, provide some stats. So last year we ran the program at the local cancer society from 23rd of November to the 14th of December. And during that time, 113 males were screened. And what's instructive about the stats there, 68 males, or 60%, were first-time screeners. So it meant you hosting us on the program, Papi being our spokesperson, achieved the objective in creating the awareness.
And we want to create a greater awareness this year.
Yeah. So if I may, last year we just rolled out the initiative in Trinidad. This year we want to include our brothers in Tobago. So we are working with the Cancer Society to work out the logistics. And logistics why? For obvious reasons, we have to be particular whether we go with the bus or whether we use their offices in Tobago.
I've got a two-part question here. Papi, I'm going to come to you first because I know that musicians we have been targeting my discussion. However, you are known everywhere in the deeper reaches of the communities. Have you been going out to them, holding workshops, having conversations in that area? Have you had the time to do that?
Everywhere I go, I speak about this. It is very close to my heart. I lived in a community. The people are aware what's went on with me. I am involved with the youths as far as music is in the community. And, anything I can do to make the guys and them aware that this is something very detrimental to us. I know it because I've been through it then. So we never had really education on medical here. So it takes someone to have the experience for someone to see what's going on. I remember when I was a youth, my mother got tuberculosis. In those days, tuberculosis was like cancer.
Yeah.
Today, we don't even hear about tuberculosis anymore then.
I hear you. Well, we've got to do this. Those who want to take part in this walk. Well, before I get there, I wanted to follow up that same question across with Anthony Seeraj. We speak of folks who are not going to get these tests done, and some parts of it is for economic reasons. Others because it's a general thing. Hey, I ain't doing this. Is this isolated to just certain segments of the community, or in your professional area, you find that you have the same reluctance coming from colleagues and professionals like yourself?
No, I think the professionals are more in tune and realize the importance and value life, and they would do what they have to do, what is required, and be tested. So, sometimes you meet in boardrooms and it's a common theme.
That's where it's discussed, right? Yeah. Because folks understand that you have to step out. Guys, keep this in mind. We're talking about it is free. You can have the usually finger thing for testing for $300. You can have the non-invasive for $400, but you can have it free when we're talking about this walk and for a period after that at locations we have identified. How do folks who want to join up in this walk go about it?
Okay, so they can go online at CIBC FCIB Walk for the Cure.
CIBC
FCIB
FCIB
Walk for the Cure dot causevox.com.
All right, that's it.
Or they can call 822
822
5087.
5087. Anyone wanted to sign up for this?
And Rennie, if I may, we'll be at the venue, which is around the Queen's Park, Savannah, from 2:30 p.m. on next Saturday, which is opposite the TGIF location, and we can do registration there as well
from 2:30 p.m.
Yeah, on next Saturday.
This is next week.
Saturday.
Next week, Saturday, we will be teaming up for that. I look forward to a very successful time. Sorry, Poppy, go ahead, please.
And strengthening what Anthony just said, there will be a lap around the Savannah with DJ Wayne, and it comes back to TGI. There's Bounty, what do you call it, Castle?
Bouncy Castle, face painting for the kids.
For the kids.
So whilst it's a serious affair, Rennie, we treat it as a fun event as well.
Mm-hmm.
And, there's a fun lap, as Papi said, with cash prizes and so at the end.
And we also have, for entertainment, we have 5-Star Akil, Skatey, and Karinashi. And I called them, and I told them what it was about, and they was all happy to contribute something towards what we are doing as far as prostate cancer is concerned in Trinidad and Tobago.
As everyone should be, Anthony Seeraj, head of corporate banking, First Caribbean International Bank, is our guest along with Papi Roy Cape. One of the things I wondered about, and I raised this with you the last time you were here, Anthony. I don't know if it was for you to take the initiative or if you took it to the other parties, or Roy, if you guys talked about it. This question of, we are stubborn. We have all agreed on that.
Yeah.
Take your man to the doctor day. I suggested last time to get the women involved because, we're in charge of the house and we have their permission to say so. So that being the case, if we had a take your man to the doctor day. Now, this is nothing new. I didn't come up with the original idea. This is something that has been tried in the United States and it has worked. I was part of that initiative for Kings County Hospital and the results were fantastic. So I am wondering if that is an initiative we have thought about here, getting the women to take the men. Was that discussed at all?
Well,
okay, Papi? No.
Well, it is important to ladies to have the man in good physical
Why you
condition.
Why you have that grin on your face? He's got that grin on his face. It should be on TV. Anyway, you all can look at this when we put it up on
I
YouTube for Monday.
A little bad intention.
Yeah.
You'll forgive me.
Please continue.
It's to the benefit of family. The ladies are the ones who is the caretaker of the family, and it's important for the ladies to insist on your sons, your husbands, your nephews, your uncle, and, convince them how important this is. It can affect your life. It can shorten your life. And life is too pleasant to get it shortened.
It is pleasant, it is precious, so we really have to take our time to make sure. So, ladies, now you've got some skin in the game, no pun intended. But it is fair to say, if you've got a dog in the fight, then you're more disposed to get something done. And I really think whether somebody puts the initiative out or not, it is imperative that women get involved and let men understand that this is important. I mean, I don't know, ladies always have been smarter than we are. I mean, smarter than we are because they would take the time and they go to the doctor. Now, guys, it's free. I said free, FREE, costing you nothing. And for those of you who've got your whole manhood issues going on, or your perception or false perception of it, now it can be done non-invasively. And it's being paid for.
All paid for.
All paid for.
Yeah.
All right. Give me one or two things you'd like to see more folks do, Anthony Seeraj, as we close up this segment here.
Well, Rennie, while the focus is also on prostate cancer, general health care, we like to see people, go to the doctors as often as required, not because you're ill, but to have a general checkup. We talk about a lot productivity and efficiency as a nation. Good health will drive those things.
Well, that is important. Gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to come in here this morning. Papi, anything else you want to say to these stubborn musicians, but also more importantly, for men of this age group who anything you can say to encourage them to go that we have not already articulated?
If you find life is precious, it means that you must take care of your health. And men, we know that in Trinidad, prostate cancer is one of the things that is affecting our men badly.
Yes.
So it is very important for you all to hear what we are saying and go out and check the doctor fast, because it could be very, very detrimental to you and the things that you enjoy in life then.
In many different ways.
In many different ways. Thanks to that.
Papi, Roy Kim, thank you so very much. Sounds like a good PSA you just did there, by the way. Tony Seeraj, who is the who is the head of when did I put my notes here? Right, Tony Seeraj, who's the head of the FirstCaribbean International Bank. Tony, thank you so much for coming in. It's always good to see you.
Thank you, Rennie.
It's always good to see you. I love your corporate effort. Your 28 years experience in corporate banking clearly understands the need to work with the society as you and your company is doing. Thank you guys so much. Have yourself a wonderful day.
And ladies and gentlemen, come out on Saturday. Wives, bring out your husband on Saturday and come and have a lovely time with us and also be educated to the things that affect us.
All right, guys. Thank you so very much. Have yourself a wonderful day.